Okay, today we're going to look at perspective. I'm going to teach you a little bit of theory about perspective lines, because in a painting and in a drawing, your perspective is all an illusion. It's what you need to create on your flat surface to make the illusion that things recede. Now, in a painting, lines moving away from your eyes will converge and meet at a vanishing point on your horizon line. Now, your horizon line is always at your eye level. Okay? There is a ground plane, the picture plane, that is the surface of your painting. Okay? You can have a high horizon line, which gives you more ground plane, or you can have a low horizon line, which will give you more sky. Now, there are 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective that I am going to demonstrate to you. They're just exercises which you can then apply to your pictures. So the terminology goes: 1 point perspective you draw a flat view of one side. We're just going to draw a box so that you can see how the box works in perspective. So with 1 point perspective, you're going to start with drawing one face of your cube, so to speak. So essentially, that's all we do. We draw a square. Okay? Then we need to draw a horizon line. I'm going to use a ruler. Don't often use rulers, but for this you can. If you have a horizon line at eye level, it's going to look like that. It's going to go through your box. If you have a high horizon line, you're going to put it up there. I'm going to do a high horizon line. If you have a low horizon line, it's going to be below. It all depends on whether you want to see the top of your box, the bottom of your box, or if you are at eye level, you won't see top or bottom because you're looking at it at eye level. So you draw your horizon line. Somewhere along your horizon line, you are going to put your vanishing point. Now, at 1 point perspective, so we only need one vanishing point. Pick a side, left or right, you put a dot and you label it vanishing point. Now, from the corner of each of your cube, your square, you haven't got a cube yet, you're going to draw a line back to your vanishing point. Those are your receding orthogonals. Okay. Now, somewhere along your receding orthogonals, you need to decide on the length, the depth of your cube. And it has to be parallel to the front of your face and down to give you the back of your cube, parallel to the top of your box from the same point. There is your cube in 1 point perspective. Now, these are just diagrams, so essentially in a picture you would rub out your receding orthogonals, unless they were part of your structure, your road or something, part of your drawing. But you don't usually see your working lines. But that is how you get a cube in 1 point perspective. Now, if our vanishing point had been on this side, then the box would have swung that way and we would have seen that side of it. If your vanishing points were below, if you had a low horizon line, then we would see the underneath. Okay, if our horizon line was at eye level, we would just see one side. You can play around with it and have a look. Now, 2 point perspective. We are not looking at the face of a square, we are looking at the edge. So we just draw an edge, which is going to be like that. And we still have to choose your horizon line. I'm going to stay with a high horizon line. You draw a line, high horizon line, and now we need 2 vanishing points. So I'm going to put one on the right, and I'm going to put one on the left. Vanishing point. Now, from the corner of the side of your square, you are going to draw your receding orthogonals like that. And lines like that. Then you have to determine the length of your side and draw a line down. Make sure it is parallel to your side of your cube that you drew first, and somewhere on the other side, depending on whether you want a square or a rectangle. That length you determine by yourself, must be parallel. Then from that point to the opposite vanishing point, you need to do a receding orthogonal line with your ruler, make it straight. And then from the top of this point to your opposite vanishing point, you draw another line. And there you can see you have your cube. Mine was a bit of a rectangle because I pulled this side out a little bit longer. In 2-point perspective, because you're looking at the edge, not the face, you're looking at the edge. So there it is. You just shade it in and it stands out a bit better. So these are your receding orthogonals, and they get smaller the further away they go. That gives you your perspective, your depth. Okay. 3-point perspective. You are no longer looking at the face or the corner edge, you're looking at the corner. So you're literally looking at the dot of the corner of your object. And you're still going to need a horizon line. I'm going to have a high horizon line with 2 vanishing points. And we are going to need a third. And the third is going to be down below. Now from that point, which is your cube corner, to each vanishing point, you need to rule a straight line. This gets a little bit complicated for some people. Stick with the method. Right, now you need to decide on the length of your sides and put a dot. Before we put a line, but now we have to put the corner. Okay, then from that dot to the opposite vanishing points, you draw yourself a straight line. And you do it for each one, so you have to do it 3 times. That is the one side, opposite vanishing points. There's the other point, opposite vanishing points. There in the middle is your cube, rectangle really, in 3-point perspective. It has 3 points, so you're looking at the corner and the rest of the building is receding backwards. It is an illusion created on the paper, but that is how you get it right. So if you are drawing squares or tables or buildings, you are going to need to get your receding orthogonals doing the right thing. That is 3-point perspective.